Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Where's my camera? It always starts the same cluttery way. Hi everybody, it's Jesse here. Welcome to the live stream, your 15-minute writing workshop every Monday and Friday. Thank you for joining me. Let me pull the chat up. Hello Tyson, hello Dane, hello Maddie. It's a smaller group today, but that's good. I hope you're all feeling resurrected today in your time of isolation, using your time to connect to your mind and your body. Maddie says this has been her main event, which is very nice to hear. It's my main event too. I actually wanted to say really quickly, I'm a dad. I have two 6-year-old boys, twins. I'm just gonna take a sip of water while you let that sink in. Hi, Tamara. I'm at home from 6:45 till nighttime with two 6-year-olds. And I'm really appreciative of this little break I have to come visit with you guys and be your coach. So let's get started. Let's get writing. Hello, Hannah. Speaking of coaches, my coach, my dad, told me that we should do short, concentrated writings, that 3-4 minutes might be a bit too long. So we're going to do 3 sets of 2-minute writing today. You need a pad and a paper. A pad, a paper, and a pencil. Try to get a notebook that you love to write in and that you use just for this story. I have my butterfly notebook. I've been advertising it every day. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Johnny. Ooh, Johnny Waka. Hi, honey. What we're doing today is 2-minute short bursts. If you feel like 2 minutes isn't enough and you're like, I want to do writing more, or 2 minutes is too fast, I feel too rushed, that's good. Ernest Hemingway used to say that you write early in the morning for a short burst of writing and then do everything you can all day to not think about your writing. And I really believe in that write a little bit and leave yourself wanting more. So the next time you come to writing, you want to write. Don't write till you're exhausted. Leave something, let it sit for a day. Ernest Hemingway would drink and fight bulls and abuse women. He was kind of a bad person, but he had a good theory at least, that write in the morning, then do everything you can to not think about it till your next writing session, until your next ritual writing writing session. So speaking of ritual and sacred objects, ritual and sacred, oh my goodness, I am a flutter today. Speaking of ritual, today we're doing an activity about sacred objects, and it's about making the objects in your story powerful. It's going to be really fun. First, I want to share my link really quick for the charity. Today I'm talking about Mission Old Brewery, which is an amazing charity in Montreal that's doing so much emergency support. For so many COVID people, for so many people low priority, people who are not getting the support they need, communities that are at risk, please go to Mission Old Brewery and donate. If you send me an email verifying that you donated, I'll read your work and give you feedback. That's my new thing. I'm testing the fly cam. Someone tell me if my sound cuts out. Can you still hear me? Is it still working? Is it all choppy like last time? Fly's asleep. Somebody tell me what you think, if you can, please. Could you hear that? Was the sound chopped up? Someone let me know. Okay, let's get started. So get your pen and paper ready. The object, the sacred object. If you have an object in your story, if you have something in somebody's hands, or somebody's giving something, or somebody's taking something, or eating something, it better have meaning. It better be meaningful. We say in good writing that, oh, it still works. Good. It sounds great. Amazing. The fly cam is on. So, oh, Leslie, hello. So it says in good writing requires that you think about every single thing that is on stage or in your story. Good writing means that you focus on every object and you give it a history and you give it a meaning and a purpose. And when you see a stage that's covered in props and covered in things, you know right away that there hasn't been a lot of thought put into like each object, unless it's one of those more is more kind of plays, which I also love. But the idea is every object needs to have a storyline. Every object needs to have a meaning. If you don't put that meaning there, people are going to put that meaning in there for you. Objects are important, and you can also learn a lot about your work from your objects. I did hear, for example, the skull in Hamlet. He doesn't just carry the skull for no reason. It's not just a coincidence or something silly, right? It's like he is doing that because that is the object of death. That is the object of what will happen to me. That is the question in his hands. Do I live? Do I die? Do I rot? What is a ghost? What is life? That the skull is the symbol, the metaphor of the whole play. I don't want to run out of time, so get your pen and paper ready. I want you to think of one object from your play. One thing that you know is going to be on stage or in your story. It could be a big object. It could be a little object. It could be anything that you think you know is an object, not a person, not a place in your story. And so what we're going to do today is, if you don't have an object or a story, by the way, just make one up. You're like, I feel like this object is meaningful. That's great. So what you're going to do today is you're going to write in the voice of this object for these next little writing bursts, which may feel weird, and you're not stuck the way you started. If you start in one voice and then you're like, no, actually, let's try a different one. Go for it. It's an experiment. It's a data dump. No one's reading it but you. You're going to write for 2 minutes. Then I'm going to tell you what to write next. Just keep writing, first person, in the voice of the object. What does the object sound like? Maybe this activity is not going to work for you. That's okay. Just try it anyways. So the first thing I want you to do for 2 minutes is I want you to write about the birth of this object. I want this object, if it's a watch, I want the watch, my Chicago Bulls watch, to tell me, where did it come from? Where was it born? What's its story? How did it start? It could be magical, it could be simple, it could be basic, whatever you want. 2 minutes. Don't stop, don't edit, don't think, just keep writing, be messy, point form if you want. 2 minutes, where did the object come from? In the object's voice, tell me how you were born. Ready, set, go. We'll go to the fly cam. What is the first memory this object has? If you're blocked, just keep writing words. Blah, blah, blah. Anything. Thirty more seconds. Last words. Where did you come from, object? 10 seconds, finish up. Okay, so that was kind of fast, but that's okay. On to the next one. Keep the voice going. You're talking as the object, okay? And if you're not stuck how you started, change it if you want to. The next 2 minutes, I want you to think about, how did this object meet your story? So how did a character get the object? Or how did the location end up with the object? Or how did the object end up coming into your story? If you don't even know what your story is right now, just write for 2 minutes, see what happens. How did your object, in your object's voice, he or she or they are telling you how they came into this story, how they met your story. Ready? 2 minutes, go. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. Have fun with it. Explore, experiment. Emotions are words. One more minute. Write faster. Surprise yourself. Thirty more seconds. Don't stop. Go faster. Ten seconds. What's the last word? 3, 2, 1. Stop writing. Okay, this is the last one. This is why I love this activity. I do it with a million people. You can unlock so much from thinking sideways, from not pushing forward with characters and plot, but stop and look at everything on stage and try to give it a story, right? So the last thing I want you to write for 2 minutes is, how does your object die? What's the end of your object? Maybe it's billions of years from now in outer space, who knows? But you're gonna write for 2 minutes, what's the end of your object? Ready? In the object's voice. 2 minutes. Don't think, just write. Go. Write faster. Be messy. Maybe it has more than one death. One more minute. Keep going. What is its last words? What's the last thing it sees? Who's the last person to hold it? $30. Wrap it up. $10. Two, one. Okay, stop. What you're going to do next on your own time is that was just your warm-up. So it's just make sure any object that ends up in your story, any object that's on stage needs to have a beginning, a middle, and an ending. Maybe you don't see that whole story on stage, but you as the writer should know that. You should know, where did this object come from? Where does it go? And it also helps you if you're stuck. Don't move forward and just push your plot and make bad writing. Stop and recalibrate and look at everything on stage and how you can make more out of everything. Everything has meaning on stage. Storytelling is, it's like everything happens for a reason when we watch and read a story. And as a writer, you're either in control of that reason and aware of the metaphors you're putting on stage, or you're letting your audience do it themselves unconsciously. Either way, it's going to happen. That's how we are. Storytelling is a tradition, and it's a ritual, and it's powerful, and it's ancient, and it plays with our archetypes and images and things that run deep within our soul. You can't help but to tap into the unconscious when you write. So your job is less about devising new things and being this new person with new innovative things. It's about rewriting these archetypes and reworking these images and symbols, right? Your job is to follow this thread and put all the pieces together for people. And you have to follow that thread, sacred thread, right? You have to follow it religiously, right? So that's the activity for today. What I want you to do is there's two things I want you to do that are very important. Are we out of time? Ooh, I have 1 minute. The next thing is you're going to write your story using this object. Go into your play, a monologue, a dialogue, a short story, whatever you're doing. But before you do that, you're going to do 10 minutes of research. I want you to dream dictionary. I'm very witchy like this, anyone who knows me. I want you to look up on a dream dictionary online. What does the object mean if you dreamed it? And try to find Carl Jung interpretations. Try to find indigenous interpretations of symbols. The first Google is going to be really cheap dream dictionary stuff. That's not going to be very helpful. You want to dig deep for 10, 20 minutes. Find some multiple perspectives on what your object actually means unconsciously. And then write from that inspiration. Write from that research. Don't ever write from a blank page. Always do a little bit of work so you arrive to the plate ready to write. What you can do is, if you want, on the comments of the video, it's going to be up in 5 minutes on YouTube. Put your object into the comments and let people comment on what it means to them and what symbols comes up from it. You can learn a lot from objects. I'm a puppeteer, right? So the separation between objects and person is a little less for me. So show, don't tell that you like these videos. Do me a favor, take 2 minutes just to share the videos for me, for Playwrights Workshop Montreal, just to say I did this today. Please remember to give to Mission Old Brewery. I can't say that word, brewery. But please give to it anyways, even if I can't say it. And put your comments below. Thank you guys very much for coming. A few people can tell me while we have a minute. Tell me what your objects were in the comments if you want. No, maybe we're out of time. We're out of time, but I'll talk to you guys soon. Put your objects in the comments, and I'll see you soon. Be safe, okay? Talk to you soon. Bye.